Hey Wildcats, it's Miss Dziato and Evie here. I miss you all so much and I wish we were in the art classroom, but while we are stuck inside, I figured we could do some fun art at home.
All right, friends, so today's lesson is going to be all about the color wheel. So there are a few things we're going to need before we get started. You're going to need a piece of paper. If you can find white, that's probably the best, but if you have lined paper or any light colored paper, this should work as well. We are going to also need something round. So the color wheel, just like a wheel on a car, goes round and round. We need a circle. So I found this on a yogurt container. It's just the lid of a yogurt container that I'm going to use to trace my color wheel, the shape of it onto my paper. You're also going to need three very important colors. Our three very important colors are called primary. We'll get back to that, but they are red, yellow, and blue. So red, yellow, and blue are the only colors that we're gonna need for today. You can use paint, crayons, markers, colored pencils, anything you want to create your color wheel, that is fine by me. Today I'm gonna use colored pencils. All right, so I got those other materials out of the way and I'm ready to get started. Got my coffee a little bit closer, and we are ready to get rolling. So I'm gonna take that circle shape, I'm gonna put it down. I'm using a marker to trace, but you can use a pencil or anything that you would like. I am going to press down firmly or hard on top of this circle so that it doesn't move while I'm tracing with my other hand. If this is too tricky for you to have one hand holding and one hand tracing, ask somebody at home to hold down the circle for you, or just make your own circle. It's up to you. I'm gonna hold it down and trace. When my hand gets in the way, I just move to the other side without picking up my circle. Once I finish the whole thing, I can pull it off and voila, I am now ready to start making my color wheel. The next step is going to be creating some lines to make some different sections of our color wheel. You can make straight lines, zigzag lines, wavy lines, it's up to you. I'll do wavy, but I'm gonna first start horizontally. So horizontally goes back and forth from one side of the circle to the other. I'll make some wavy lines to split it in half. Next up, we are going to make two diagonal lines that make an X across our color wheel. So I'm gonna put a dot right in the center of this line so I know where I should cross both of my lines. I'm going to start up here, another wavy line. I touched my dot and made it to the other side. Now I've got to make another line to finish that X. The wavy line, slow down, find that dot, and continue to the other side. Now we are done creating our color wheel. We should have 6 sections, so let's count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We are ready to go. Now it's time to start adding some color. So I'm gonna start with the first primary color I have over here, red. So that is a primary color. It means it comes first. With our primary colors, we can use them to make all of the rest of the colors on the color wheel, but first we're gonna put them down. So I'm gonna start with this top section and make the whole thing red. Now that I finished red, I'm ready to move on to my next primary color. So I'm gonna pick up yellow. Yellow is gonna be our next primary color. And when I go to put it into my color wheel, I'm going to skip a space. So I'm gonna leave this one white after my red. So I have red, white, and then I'm going to put my next one. So I'm gonna color this one in all yellow. And now it's time for my last primary color, blue. So red, yellow, and blue are our primary colors. I'm going to again skip a section, so leaving this one white or blank, I'm going to move to this part right here. Now that we've put down our primary colors, it's time to start mixing. So when we mix primary colors just one time, we are getting secondary colors. When we fill in the color wheel, we fill it in with the two colors surrounding the blank space mixed together. So I'm going to start with red and yellow in this space right here. So when I mix red, I'm going to put red down first, and then I'm going to put yellow on top to mix them together. And when I do that, I get a secondary color. Now I have orange. So I'm gonna do that in this space right over here. Okay, so now we know red and yellow mixed together makes orange a secondary color. Now I'm gonna move over to my next empty section and mix the next two colors. So I have yellow and blue. When they mix together, we are going to get green. I'm sure some of you at home already guessed that. So I'm gonna put down the whole color and then mix them together in this section. All right, and now it's time to mix our last secondary color. So I'm gonna use the two colors on the outside. So I've got blue and red. When we mix those together, we are going to get violet or purple. The name can change, but it makes a color that looks like this. So I'm gonna fill in that last section. We have the entire color wheel. You can spin it any way you want, and the colors are always going to be in the same spaces next to each other. So our three primary colors mix together and make new colors, the same color every time you mix them. So every time you mix red with yellow, you are always going to get orange. Every time you mix blue with yellow, you are always going to get green, and the same goes for blue and red. You will always get purple. Now that we've finished our color wheel, we can start experimenting in the empty spaces around it. One question I get a lot in class when we're using primary and secondary colors is what happens if you mix all three? So I'm going to show you that right now. A lovely shade of brown. Now that we know how to mix colors, we can make basically anything we want. So I'm gonna switch to markers, and I'm gonna start making something green over here. So I'll make a 4-leaf clover. So if I wanna make green, I can look at my color wheel and see that if I use blue and yellow, I'll make green. So I'm gonna start over here. And now we have a green 4-leaf clover. You can also make other things. I'm gonna make a heart. I wanna make it purple, so I'm using the 2 colors on the outside of purple, blue and red. And the last color I haven't mixed yet is orange. So I think I'm gonna make the sun. I'll make a spirally sun over here. And there you have it, friends. So now we can make new colors out of our primary colors. I would love to see what you created and all the fantastic ideas you have. So if you take a picture of your artwork and send it to me either through a text message, through a phone, or through email, you can get somebody at home to help you. And I will put it up on our Garrison Art website so that everybody can see what you've created.